Here it is, President's Day 2020. It'll be February what? 17th? 18th?
18th.
Oh, it's February the 18th. Moto Ramblings is behind me, and
Howdy, howdy.
we've made our way over here to Revere Road. Thought we would come over here and try to get some drone footage of us riding around some of these terrible curves. It's just no good. And play with the cameras. Might even make a video of us monkeying with the different cameras. But right now we're going super duper slow behind the Titan.
Which is turning, thank goodness. Now we get to ride.
The schools locally, they were in session today, so we do have to contend with school buses in a little while, but we got a few minutes to. But it's been a few days since we've been on the bike. Crappy weather. We live in the tropical rainforest, formerly called Western North Carolina.
We have had our share of rain so far.
I think everybody's had a warmer, but very wet winter.
Yes.
If it was cold, we would be digging or shoveling snow.
Lots of it too.
So, gotta take the good with the bad, sees how. This southern boy does not like snow and does not like cold weather.
They call that a crazy Ivan.
Well, you know me. One of the trips that I went to West Virginia to the Dew River Gorge, me and my wife rode up there to check out that area and visit with some friends and family. I got to meet a dad and 3 sons up there on a motorcycle trip.
Nice.
They were from the South Georgia area, but this particular group of guys that I got to meet and talk with probably didn't have but maybe a 45-minute conversation. But I learned that the youngest son had some form of brain cancer. He wore this backpack thing with electric probes on his head, had to wear it 20 hours a day. And I don't know if he was on a last hoorah trip, I hate to say things like that, or I don't know if they were doing this every weekend, but every time I open up my book and or think of that trip to West Virginia, it reminds me to pray for that young man. Chances are never hear from him again, never know anything else about him, but they were out there enjoying life.
And it's kind of sad to think that depending on this boy's illness, that's what it takes for us to go out and say, let's go enjoy life. Why not do it when nobody's sick? Why not do it when we're healthy? Live life like you're dying.
Well, that definitely impacted me, meeting this young man, meeting the dad and the 3 sons. They impacted me because, they were putting in some high mileage days, and they started out in Macon, Georgia, and they had been up, I think, to Pennsylvania, and they were on their way south, coming back through the West Virginia New River Gorge area. So they're putting in some miles each day, and like what you said, why put it off?
Right. They're doing it now. We don't know. Are they doing it just because the son is sick? Or is this something they were doing before the son got sick? We don't know. I mean, we can guess because most of us don't do stuff like that unless big sharp turn, unless we find out something tragic.
That was a nice one.
Yes, it was. Quite a few nice ones on this road. But going back to the whole point is that you wrote this down in your book, and because you wrote it down, the memories are much stronger. You remember a lot more details because you wrote it down.
Yeah.
Gravel, all over.
But wherever this young man is with his sickness, or if he's cancer-free, man, I hope the best for him.
Like you said, say a prayer for the young man. We'll say a prayer for Levi's brother. I think one of the things I like most about getting out on the road and traveling is the meeting people. So many different people. There's people that are from Minnesota who are dressing like they're hot because the temperature's hot.
But not.
Gravel on the right. And then when I went down to visit my mom, I stopped at a store and I ran into an elderly man who has been in the Marines, and we had quite a long chat because he was very interested in the motorcycle and the cameras.
I think he's seen your cameras, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
you
he
told
did.
me he's seen your cameras, and that kind of got the conversation started. And you had a lengthy conversation with him about, several different things. But, you even recorded a little bit of the conversation, and he was okay with it.
I asked him first if he minded. He said he did not mind one bit. He was a proud man, but he was also a humble man, if that makes any sense.
Perfect sense to me.
And in a very short conversation, I learned a lot about this man. And it was interesting, I always describe our lives as we have our world. My world is me and what's going on with me in my life. Well, every once in a while, our worlds collide with someone else. And it's pretty interesting to learn what goes on in somebody else's world.
Indeed. I met a couple that, the West Virginia trip, he was a Pentecostal pastor.
Oh, nice.
Him and his wife were in a small camper. They had a dog with them. They were just, they lived not too terribly far away, and they were just out, spending a few days camping. And the state park up there was beautiful. It was kind of small, the campground was, but it was beautiful, and there wasn't many people in it. A few tents and a few campers.
Gravel.
I can't remember his name, but I know I wrote their names down, and I can remember her name is Peggy.
Well, good. See, you can go back to your book.
Could very well be the dog's name, though. Can't quite remember.
But the good thing is you can go back to your book and you can remember. Just look it up and you'll find out exactly what their names are.
When we were on the New Orleans trip, we were in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. We stopped at a Quality Inn for the evening. We were headed up to the Barber Motorcycle Museum, Motorsport Park. Have you been there, Patrick?
Shut up. Hey, can you see this?
But when we stopped there in Hattiesburg, we carried our stuff in, and I think Randy might have had left something on the bike or whatever, but he went back out. And as I had come back outside to, go find us something to eat, he was talking to an elderly man, and his wife.
Go left.
I seen that he was kind of distraught, but I didn't know what was up.
Clear.
And the wife was kind of wringing her hands. And so I went up and asked Randy, I said, what's going on? And he said, this guy's got like a self-tapping screw stuck in his tire of his truck. and it's going down, and it might have been a Sunday, maybe a Sunday evening. I can't remember exactly.
I seem to remember you telling me that it was a day that they couldn't actually go and get help right away. Gravel.
Yeah. But there wasn't any, tire shops in the area that were open or anything like that. And Randy knew I had a tire repair kit on the motorcycle, and so we plugged his tire.
Nice. Very nice.
His tire was a little low, but we told the gentleman, reassured him that plug was in his tire until he decided to take it out, and told him that tomorrow, whenever they got ready to leave, just to go by the service station and top off the air pressure, and when he got home, maybe have them put the boot from the inside out. But I did, I just remember that one because I don't think any of us got their names, but
right.
He was a used car salesman. Yeah, he said, "You ever up this way and you need a used car or anything, you need anything, you just call me." And I want to say that the woman called him Big Ed or something. A very typical used car salesman handle, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That was a nice corner.
It was a nice corner. I'm distracted by the road. It's a nice road. But yeah, those are the things that we remember and enjoy. That's what makes a road trip good.
Motor ramblings in the house again.
Howdy, howdy.
Just got back in from an afternoon ride.
February 18th, President's Day.
President's Day. We decided to take an afternoon ride. I got some chores done around the house, and we decided to go out and do some drone footage and different angles on the motorcycle with the GoPro.
Just fooling around with them, just may not use any of it, but just kind of goofing around, see what we can come up with.
Went over and rode that area of Lonesome Mountain and Revere Road.
Again,
pretty incredible place to ride.
nice and close to home, doesn't take very long to do it.
I think I'm for less than 60 or 70 miles maybe.
Exactly.
70, 75 miles. But anyway, it was warm temperatures, got up mid-60s, surprisingly warm.
Very nice.
Very nice. While we were on the bike, we talked a little bit about, our last uploaded video was about my book, the journal that I use, and we were discussing it while we were on the bike again, and about the people that I've met along the way, the people that he's met along the way when we're traveling. And so it's just going to be another addition to the video titled The Book.
Just a little add-on to it.
And we discussed it a lot while we were riding. I'll use that footage in our video, and the people I've met along the way and how they've impacted me to this day. Some of the people that I've met along the way. But
You'll hear about that as we're talking, as we're riding. Get to see some of the roads we rode today as well.
today was a fun afternoon.
It was. Well, we didn't put down a lot of miles, but we got really cool roads. I think we did some pretty decent camera work.
So we'll see what we can do with it, challenging our editing skills, so to speak. But
And this is our after-action report.
after action report. So if you can, when you can, get out there and ride the thin line roads.
They are much more fun.